Some people believe that CK3's AI is way too passive, allowing players to roll them over and just destroy them. In this video, I use multiple mods that should be on screen now, increasing aggressiveness and setting the world into constant chaos. Let's see if I can survive. If one of my characters dies, I'm not going to end the video, I'm just going to switch characters because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen a lot in this video. I've installed mods that add the Conqueror trait to random people. I've added mods where everyone gets access to that one adventure CB that the Vikings get, so everybody's going to be migrating. I've added the mod that adds historical invasions into CK3 too, so that's going to be more invasions happening. I've increased AI aggressiveness. It's just going to be horrible. But who do I want to start as? I kind of want to play in Poland today, so let's play in Poland and pick, I don't even know. Upper Silesia, maybe. I've never played as them before, so it'll be new for me. Let's start. Before I even unpause, there's an invasion already. The first of very, very, very many, I'm assuming. It's time to start conquering already. I can't take any breaks at all. Great. My character already isn't bad enough as it is. He needs to become a lunatic too. There's our war done. And Poland's at war with Ruthenia, trying to take a province. This is kind of a tongue twister. And this pagan person is trying to take a province from Poland as well. This one here. I can definitely tell that AI aggressiveness mod is working out pretty well. I can tell that the AI doesn't care about troop count advantage at all. He went into this just to really kill himself. He is not going to win this war. He should have really allied him here, but he didn't. And he's actually attacking him for his kingdom too at the same time. He might even form Russia if he's lucky. I'm sure this doesn't surprise too many of you people either, but King William won the war for England, obviously. Yeah, Poland is a sinking ship here. I need to bounce and just vassalize myself to the HRE. They're not taking any of my titles, but they're getting to that point where they're going to reach all my land, and I just can't have this happening, so create independence faction, and I'll press it pretty soon. I'm just going to do it now, actually. Screw it. Screw Poland. The HRE is not my best friend. I've been lounging around for a bit. The Pope's gonna give me this claim. I don't see why not. It's pretty good land too. Lower Lotharingia. When was it called that? Didn't it used to be called Lower Lorraine, Upper Lorraine? Why is it Lower Lotharingia, Upper Lotharingia? Whatever. Maybe that's a mod change, who knows, but let's go and take our claim now. Nice. I'm not gonna switch where I am, but this is super cool, man. This event here, I can switch to play as a guy who holds on the room. I can switch to this random Norman guy. I have no idea about the history behind this, if there is any history, but it's kind of cool. Or I could switch to the Armenian kingdom of Silesia? Kind of like Silesia in a weird way. I just figured I'd point it out. The historical invasions mod is super, super good. Holy crap. This is a huge invasion that he's not going to win. Or a independence war, I mean. He's not going to win this. It's time to crusade for Aragon. Kind of an odd choice, but I'll join. Of course, when crusades are successful, I have no people to actually appoint as a king. I was first in contribution, but I had nobody to actually put on the throne. This came out of nowhere. I didn't even see this happening, but somehow the kingdom of Lotharingia exists. It just popped up out of nowhere, really. I definitely got to worry about this. I hold on to the most valuable part of the kingdom of Lotharingia, so he's going to want it. Rome just completely collapsed, and half of these people are probably going to be vassalized by the Byzantines, the other half by the Seljuks, because some of them are still Orthodox, some of them are Maturidi, so it's probably going to split half and half here. The current king's claim on Lotharingia is obviously not legitimate. Let's ask the Pope for a claim and take it from him. Of course, the moment I call this war, the Kingdom of Denmark just has to go and be an idiot and get involved in unnecessary wars. So, I lost that one. I also basically have no allies now. Both my younger daughters died from illness-related things. He imprisoned my son because I made him the count of this province and he sieged it. So, I was an idiot for that one. But yeah, this is not winnable. So, oh my god, dude. What am I gonna do about that, you know? I can't do anything. I can bypass my losing of this war by asking my liege to just give it to me. It's worth a shot. I might die before I get it, but it's really worth it. Okay. I've never seen this pop up before. That's pretty interesting. He just full out rejected me from showing up. Kind of rude. I was kind of nervous that my adventure mod wasn't working for whatever reason at all, but this proves it's working. It might not look like it, but it's there. It's in a very small capacity though, admittedly. I guess I'll just do it again. My insane ruler never got to see the fruits of his labor. His son will, though. His son is super stressed out for some reason, too. He is basically killing himself. I should be able to navigate out of this, though. And it's over with. Sweet, man. This is not the way I was expecting it to go, but it's the way it is now. This has got to be super rare. This is the first time that I've ever seen Kumania actually form an Empire title. Usually they just completely just collapse immediately after, I don't know, maybe he dies, I guess. This is probably why this happened, if I'm willing to bet. I honestly didn't think anybody got this legendary conqueror trait. I kept on looking it up, but apparently he got it. And he did quite a bit with it, so good for him. Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot more adventurer kingdoms pop up, or adventurer duchies. There's one here from a Hautville descendant. There's one down here. One here. There's probably a lot more that I'm not noticing, but I'm really glad that it's working out. Because in the beginning, I was seeing none of those form. Here's another Hautville I found. This time in Barcelona. Everybody in this dynasty just leaving, I don't know, Naples, Sicily, whatever you want to call it. Here's another war. Easy enough. I might as well take this land before somebody else does. For some reason, we're creating a Prussia-like state and its borders. What a weird coincidence. I wasn't planning this at all. It just kind of happened this way. Tataria fell to a dissolution faction. I'm pretty sad, man. That's the best I've ever seen them do. I gotta point this out. I love when the game works out this way. So, the King of England is married to the Queen of Wales, and their primary heir is the same person. I don't know why I love when that happens. It's just super cool to me every single time. When some pretty large-scale inheritance shenanigans go on. I just think it's cool, man. And another one, too. Why are there so many of them around? I also got to point out this heresy in southern France, too. France is probably going to have to take them back by force. They're probably not willing to be vassalized back in, I bet. Another crusade was called, and at this point, I think the Pope just doesn't want to go to Jerusalem. I think he's just giving up. He's like, dude, screw that. We can't win. Just give up. So we're going to Moldavia instead. Sure. I'll join. Why not? It's over, and we did contribute the most, but it's not going to last too long. She's already 46, and her kids aren't of our house, so the benefits that I'm going to get from this are really, really minimal, but I figured I'd do it for the hell of it. I think it's finally time to diverge our culture. I'm getting really sick of not being able to actually choose our innovations. Let's create Silesian culture. Kind of small, but it'll work. I wonder how many of these I haven't seen going on. It must have been quite a few, I'm thinking. He probably held on to the Kingdom of Brittany. Let's see. Title history. No, actually he didn't. He just comes from this area over here and just decided to dip. My liege passed High Crown authority, so I can't actually declare wars within the HRE without a hook on him, which basically means to me, I'm just not going to declare wars in the HRE anymore. I tried to create a faction too, but nobody's really joining except me, and I'm not going to push it, obviously. So what I'm going to do instead is just focus on killing Poland, or what's left of it, really. It's really over for Poland. Let's split them in two. That was a little bit more of a struggle than I thought it'd be, but it's over with. And taking a look at the HRE's inheritance, I'm actually first. By quite a landslide too. And that's probably going to be sooner than I actually thought. I would say minimum, like 5 years max. And I'm going to be the emperor of the HRE. What I'll probably end up doing is expanding the HRE a little bit more. And then just letting the AI take over till 1453. This is how I can tell that the AI aggressiveness mod is definitely working. In vanilla, this would never, ever happen. Bohemia's pushing the war of some random guy who's Muslim to push him on this duchy title. Like, that would never happen in vanilla. I'm sorry, Kaiser Heinrich V. Your son has got to go, man. In the spirit of chaos, I gotta do this, man. This is the best opportunity I'll ever get at doing it. It just needs to happen. I don't think it'll be stable. We'll see. Alright, let's see if King Piskel has it in him to control over a completely foreign realm. There's a new Kaiser, and he has about 1,000 traits. Holy crap. Look at all those traits. I don't know why I didn't mention this, but the heiress to Scotland's throne is actually married, what is it called, patrilineally, to my son, who controls France. His kids should get on their throne too, so we'll own 3 kingdom titles just from that. Okay. Apparently I inherited it anyways. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but it's here now. Do I gain anything from becoming the emperor? Can I declare any wars? I don't think I've gained much, but what I can do is start expanding south into northern Africa here. I could also push one of my vassals' claims on Poland. I'm just gonna do Malta right now. I usurp the crown of Poland, vassalize them all up, and I can do this. Unite the West Slavs, which I really wasn't planning on doing, but if I can do it, there's no reason why not to. Everything here is a bonus. Boom. And let's see the HRE now. There we go. That's nice. There's no way I can beat this war. Look at how many troops he has. I'm honestly surprised that this even pops up. He's fighting Catholics, you know? In real life, the Teutons were fighting the pagans that were still up here, but now he's just fighting a Catholic person for no reason. And he starts right in the heart of my realm, too. That's great. I really don't think it's worth it. He's gonna take this duchy here, probably take the rest of Prussia, and this is really land that I don't care that much about, so I'm cool with this. He's super weak now. I'll just go back in and take it. That was absolutely ridiculous. I love that the Byzantines are facing the IRL Byzantine experience here. How many claimants? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 claimants right now fighting at the same time for it. I would just give it up, man. It's over with. Emperor Stefan is finally dead. He was an amazing ruler, man. He lasted for 57 years. His son is 56 years old, and he's basically Emperor Stefan Light. He has similar enough traits. He's in learning. He isn't the best when it comes to his little points here, but he'll definitely manage, and I'm not worried about succession with him. I got a pop-up in my royal court, and I didn't realize that I had him in my realm, but he was. And he actually has a claim on the kingdom down here, so I'm going to push it for him. You know what, man? I think it's time to let the AI take over. I've done really all I want to with the save. I've created an absolutely massive empire in a world that makes it a lot harder to actually do it. My dynasty spreads from France to Poland, and I just don't really have any other goals for it. So I'm gonna let the AI take over. Let's disinherit this person here, so succession is a lot more stable. And let's go into 1453 and see what happens to the Dunan dynasty. Might as well do an intermission here, considering that the Mongols are gone. It's pretty obvious to say that the HRE is not nearly as strong as it once was. He lost the majority of Italy. He held on to France for a little bit too, but that obviously did not work out. I would say it lasted for max maybe 30 years. I wasn't paying that close of attention, so I don't really know how long. It's still ruled by our dynasty, which is pretty impressive. It's been, I would say, 100 years since I've left it, and it's still going pretty strong. He's facing the Golden Horde in a war right now that he's probably going to lose. He does have the troop advantage, he's just not applying them well at all. Some other interesting things is that the House of Normandy is actually on Scotland's throne. It's on Sweden's too somehow. This house here, which I'm pretty sure starts on these islands over here, controls Denmark now, which is definitely an interesting revelation. The Byzantines obviously fell apart due to an event. The Nicene Empire is owned by a Carling right now for some reason, and they're getting taken out through a historic invasion. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, so let's get back into it. Here's the world in 1453, and it's pretty ugly, if I do say so myself. Nobody here really has good borders except for Scandinavia and this Indian guy here, and this one here. Everyone else is just absolutely hideous. Abyssinia looks pretty good too, but anyways. Looking at the most important aspect of this entire thing, our house actually survived. And it looks like it never ever lost the throne since it got it. He somehow has Mongol blood in him, apparently. He holds on to 626 counties, pretty impressive, and his capital is some random part of Russia for whatever reason. I always love when the AI gives up on holding on a really important land and just takes over useless crap in the middle of nowhere. There's a few other interesting people in Europe. Scandinavia is formed by the Normandy dynasty, pretty cool. The Isles are completely split apart and just hideous to look at. The dynasty that rules over this empire over here actually starts over in Prussia. I'm pretty impressed that they've even survived. The Maghreb is likely a Crusader kingdom that formed. Nobody in Western Africa really stands out at all. Abyssinia is Catholic and it's ruled by a person who at one point was Bavarian. The Sultanate of Hejaz is doing okay. Akyonlu's here and they're doing Akyonlu things. The Timurids are a rotting carcass of their former self. And then of course you got the classic 3 Indian empires that formed. The world is split between Maturidi, Muslim, and Christian Catholicism. Kinda cool. And then of course you got Ashari in Western Africa too. Are there really any interesting cultures? I noticed Russo-Hungarian over here. Silesian dominates Polish. Polish barely even exists as a culture anymore. France has about 18 cultures within them. Greco-Nubian, Turco-Greek, and that's really it, honestly. If you guys have any other ideas for videos, just let me know. And thanks for watching.